So this is Julia Stutzer. I did my film review on Les Choristes and the teaching philosophy of Mr. Mathieu. So here we have Clément Mathieu, a composer who has given up on music and has found himself a job at Fond de l'Étang, the bottom of the pond, school for boys, where orphans and troubled children are sent. The administration at this school is pretty severe, very disciplinarian. Mr. Rachan, the headmaster, we see him here hard at work, is a big fan of corporal punishment and thinks all of these students are failures. The school motto is action-reaction, meaning that any action outside of school rules will meet with an immediate reaction, mostly in the form of corporal punishment or chores. Mr. Mathieu is shocked by the rigid discipline and lack of empathy for the boys. He finds the students very out of control at first, very much living up to the low expectations that the teachers have for them. But he manages to connect with the students. He treats them with respect and fairness for the first time. He believes that each student can be good and that rehabilitation through education is possible. He uses humor to deal with their pranks and has very high expectations, but is also understanding. He teaches empathy and self-respect and teaches them responsibility for their own actions. This boy that you see in the picture, when Mr. Mathieu arrived, had just played a prank on the groundskeeper, and the groundskeeper ended up getting pretty badly hurt. Mr. Mathieu finds out, but doesn't turn the boy into the headmaster, who is definitely going to violently punish him. Instead, he works out a deal so that the student volunteers to help the groundskeeper while the groundskeeper recovers. And in this way, the boy learns respect for the groundskeeper and takes responsibility for his action. Mr. Mathieu is very good at connecting with the students personally, and this helps him meet educational goals all throughout the movie. The school methods are mostly learning by rote memorization. There's no creativity in the classroom, and this is a school post-World War II, and essentialism is definitely the philosophy of the day. Mr. Mathieu, however, steps outside of curriculum and to interest the students by creating a choir and teaching them his own music. At the end of the movie, he has a very beautiful choir. He has taught the students pride in their accomplishments, created a team in which everybody plays a part, including this boy in the picture who cannot hold a note, but he has a job as the music stand. So this is a sort of progressive approach to education. We're using creativity to interest the students in school. By the end of the movie, they have much fewer discipline problems, and the students are more excited about school. He also uses music to connect with this certain troubled student, Mr. Morange, the project. He recognizes tons of musical talent and helps the student develop it. At the end of the movie, Morange gets into a music school and later in life becomes a famous composer. To summarize, Mr. Mathieu cares about his students, has very high expectations for them, believes in them. He breaks from the normal curriculum and discipline in order to connect with the students and interest them. He sees the best in each boy and tries to develop each one's potential. He is operating under an essentialist philosophy with a progressive social reconstructionist bent. And if you're interested in seeing the movie, here is a short trailer.